Hi guys, this is Chemiosmosis. Alright, I've got a little pun to get you in the mood for learning. Why do protons love chemiosmosis? Because it's a real uphill battle, followed by a downhill victory. Did you like that one?
This is all of chemiosmosis in 5 minutes. The whole point of chemiosmosis is to synthesize ATP. So ATP is a really important molecule. Its bond energy is used to drive the essential metabolic processes of the body. It is used in photosynthesis and respiration, and therefore chemiosmosis is crucial for our body. If we look at the diagram, we can see a quick overview of what is happening. So in photosynthesis, light provides the energy needed to build organic molecules like glucose. This energy is used to form the chemical bonds in ATP, which are then broken to release the energy needed to make bonds as glucose is formed. Whereas in respiration, organic molecules such as glucose are then broken down, and the energy released is used to synthesize ATP. This ATP is then used to supply the energy needed to break bonds in the metabolic reactions of the cell. So let's now look at the actual process of chemiosmosis. Chemiosmosis is the process by which ATP is synthesized. It occurs in both respiration and photosynthesis as different processes, and it's all about the diffusion of protons down a concentration gradient which releases energy, allowing ADP and an inorganic phosphate to become ATP. The first stage is the excited electrons. And an excited electron is when an electron is raised to a higher energy level in its electron shell. And this can occur for 2 ways. Electrons present in the pigment molecules, for example chlorophyll, are excited by absorbing light from the sun. And another way is high energy electrons are released when chemical bonds are broken in respiratory substrate molecules, such as glucose. So if we can see, the first way is what occurs in photosynthesis, and the second way is from respiration. These electrons then go on to the electron transport chain. The second stage is the electron transport chain. The electron transport chain is made up of a series of electron carriers, each with progressively lower energy levels. As high energy electrons move from one carrier in the chain to another, energy is released. This energy is then used to pump protons across the membrane, creating a concentration difference across the membrane, and therefore a proton gradient. The proton gradient is maintained as a result of the impermeability of the membrane to hydrogen ions. And let's just have a look at this in the diagram. So we can see how the high energy electron moves down the electron carriers, which then pumps protons against their concentration gradient. The final stage of this is all about the synthesis of ATP. This happens via an enzyme called ATP synthase, where H+ ions move down their concentration gradient, but because of the impermeability of the membrane, they can only move down the conc gradient via hydrophilic membrane channels. The flow of protons down their concentration gradient provides the energy needed to synthesize ATP from ADP and an inorganic phosphate. Finally, let's have a look at the diagram. So hydrogen ions move down their Conc gradient via ATP synthase through hydrophilic membrane channels, and the energy they lose allows ADP and an inorganic phosphate to form ATP. And this process of chemiosmosis is used in photophosphorylation in photosynthesis and oxidative phosphorylation in respiration.
Alright, you'll laugh your socks off at this one. Why did ATP synthase break up with ADP? Because ADP wasn't bringing enough energy to the relationship. Do you